I say there's a crisis of creativity. Meaning our challenge right now doesn't have a whole lot to do with money, really, right? People don't realize this, but with the advent of cloud computing, you know, I can buy a computer for 12 cents for an hour. I mean, I can buy tens of thousands of computers for a half a day for $10,000, right? So it's not about money. Open source has given us a ton of software innovation. Again, it's not about money. So what's missing? I mean, I've got the raw materials, right? I got to have creativity. I got to have people thinking about what might be possible and inventing the future. This is the beauty of software, right? I can invent the future because I just write the software to invent the future, right? It's completely different if I have to build a next generation jet engine. I mean, that takes a lot of stuff to go do. In the world of software, 2 guys, 3 guys, 4, I mean, I can create a ton of innovation because I have the fundamental building blocks. What I see is that the kids out there, many of them are like going, you know, I don't really want to go to work for Facebook or Twitter or do consumer apps. I want to do something more meaningful, right? And whether that's agriculture, power generation, I mean, you know, in the physical world that we live in, right? But yet what they're kind of come up against is, well, so who? Where am I going to go, right? Am I going to go to AGCO, a tractor manufacturer? Do they care about innovation? Maybe, right? And I think there's a desire, there's some skill sets that these kids have developed that can be employed. I think it's now, I'm going to go to the other side of the fence and go, it's really up to the enterprise to create environments that invite them in, right? And employ them and teach them, by the way, right, what it means to be in a construction business or agriculture or whatever, right? And let me understand the problem so that then I can go, well, you know, if you thought about it this way, you could solve this problem this way. One of the reasons I started a class at Stanford about 8 years ago on cloud computing, and my hidden agenda was I really wanted to expand the footprint of computer science further outside of the computer science department, right? So I wanted to find a way to get to the business school students, the medical school, the education, the science, the geology, et cetera guys. Because what I came to observe is if you went on the Stanford campus and said, well, where's the computer science department? Well, they'll point you at the Gates building. And then you look at them and go, well, why are you not pointing me at the chemistry building and the biology building? Because everybody that's over in chemistry and biology, by the way, is doing a lot of stuff not in wet labs anymore, but on computers, right? So how do we bring more people in, right? And so I created this class. Today we have about 1/3 of the kids are out of the MBA school, about 1/3 are out of CS, and 1/3's everything else. So I've had postdocs out of the medical school and freshmen in art history, right? And mostly I'm trying to expose them to the fundamental ideas that are starting to run both larger companies as well as smaller companies. So I do the first and last lecture, and in between I have guest lecturers who basically are all CEOs of public companies, okay? So that's been my effort in it. The other thing that's happening at Stanford, or has happened, is there's a requirement that everybody take 1 technology class before they leave school. So whether you're, again, an art history major or linguistics or whatever, you need to take 1 technology class. What's been amazing is that the #1 class everybody takes is the basic introductory programming class. To the tune right now that there's about 600 kids every quarter, which by Stanford standards is an enormous classroom, right? In fact, there is no classroom on campus that actually can hold all of them, so they have to use 2 different classrooms.